Pam pam pam, hovory z lan. Možná to jednou bude znělka. A možná taky ne. Tak jako tak, vítej u podcastu Hovory z lan.
Tak ahoj, já jsem Standa Mitáč a dneska to bude taková menší improvizace. Skály nám zmokly, tak tady sedíme zrovna pod převisem s Aničkou Šebestíkovou a Antonem Schröterem. O Antonovi jsme psali asi před 3 roky, kdy v Sasku vylezl 12 Meisterwegů v jeden den stylem free solo, což dodnes vlastně skoro nikdo nepochopil. Jak se na to dneska Anton dívá a jestli ještě soluje, jestli ho to baví i na laně, tak to se dneska zeptáme. Anička bude trošku doplňovat.
Partnerem tohoto dílu je šimpanzí. Energetické tyčinky pro tvoje každodenní dobrodružství. Se slevovým kódem Hovory z lan si je můžeš objednat na šimpanzí.cz.
So Anton, hello. How are you enjoying this day?
Today it's amazing. I get to spend it with 2 Czech people in Rensko. It's raining. So we bailed from Saxon, Switzerland. We want to climb some sandstone towers to some steep sandstone roof climbing. And it's quite fun. I just love climbing. It doesn't matter. And if it's with good people and it's raining, it's also good.
So that's why we are sitting here talking. Maybe one question for the very beginning. People automatically think you are like crazy free solo climber. How is it living with this label for you? Is it hard?
Well, yeah, I get identified climbing without a rope, but I'm 99% I'm climbing with a rope. Mm-hmm. So no, I can be fine that people think I'm a badass climber always without a rope, but then I mainly fall on a rope on hard climbs. No, it's good. It's a different life.
But what was the last time you were free soloing?
That was maybe 5 days ago, but some really easy route on the Falkenstein, the Südriss, for the people who know.
You've spent 3 months in Morocco, am I right?
Yes,
and there you were climbing mostly like with a rope solo?
Yeah. I perfected the lead rope solo system I had. Mm-hmm. And actually the hardest grade, which is 8A plus, 8B, I climbed by myself, lead rope solo. Because sometimes it's really, I quite like being alone and it's hard to find people who are motivated on the same projects. Yeah, I climb a lot by myself, but nowadays often with a rope, which is complex but fun.
So you have a nice relationship with the rope.
Yeah, the rope is quite good. It saves me a lot of lives.
I've heard that yesterday you climbed Nordwand on Blostock.
Yeah.
And above the first ring you put 7 slings. Isn't it too much? Are you getting older?
I think I'm getting older. I think that's actually one of the biggest things that changed in the last 2-3 years since where I climbed so much solo, is that I don't trust the fragile sandstone not so much anymore. I think I was so stupid in my youth and I was like just thinking everything is holding. And nowadays I'm like, I don't know if that doesn't hold, maybe place the sling more.
Do you feel fear when you're climbing with the rope, or is it better?
Yeah, that's always funny because people think like just because I climb a lot without a rope or I pushed myself really hard. No, I climb a lot with fear. I just like to control it. I do a lot of breathing, but also with a rope I get fear, and I get also fear a meter up a board if it's exposed. It's like totally safe, but I get scared.
And is it a kind of different fear than when climbing free solo? Can you tell us more about these different fears?
Yeah, I think in the head it's kind of like the fear system starts up, but so it's the same fear system, but by free soloing and I get scared, I'm like, okay, this fear is real. I need to take care of it. So what do? I really need to pay attention. And when it's fear on a rope, I'm like, is this real fear? Is it just my head playing games? I can probably fall, all is good. And then you're like doubting your fear, if it's really the fear you should feel. Mm-hmm. So I would say fear while free soloing, it's really good and I take it very serious. And the fear with the rope, I'm like always trying to question if that fear is really, if I should feel fear.
Yeah, and with the rope, like if you finally fear some fear, are you usually climbing up or climbing down, or like what are your techniques to manage the fear, or like get to know what it is about?
About the fear, yeah, there's so many techniques and that's cool. I quite like to take a few deep breaths and then reevaluate the situation. How am I about the bolt? Is it safe to fall? Is it not safe to fall? Can I down climb? Can I not? But I'm a really driven person. I like always wanna go up. Like down climbing is the last option. So I would rather take, I think, a scary fall where I maybe break a leg than down climb. So I mainly breathe and climb up. And if not, think, how should I fall? If I fall, what way do I want to fall for it to be the safest?
Then you were also speaking about your younger years. And do you think also this younger age was exactly 3 years ago when you soloed all these Meisterwegů during one day? Because it's almost exactly 3 years now. So how do you feel about it now? Wasn't that a bit too much, like in the perspective? Were you like maybe too close to bad ending, or do you have?
Yeah, I thought about that a lot. I pushed it, definitely I pushed it. Now I'm 27, so I was like 24 back then, which is, I don't know, not super old, not super young. And I wanted to make a name for myself too. Like when you're younger, you kind of want that people recognize you. You want to do something that people will know. And back then they did first ascents or they climbed really hard. Well, the first ascents, the main lines in Saxon Switzerland have been climbed. You cannot find super cool new lines. And climbing 12 something on Saxon Switzerland, I'm just not strong enough. Mm-hmm. So for me it was logical to do some endurance or scary thing. And then I really enjoyed the scary thing back then. So for me it was like, yeah, that's a project I enjoy. And then I got really into it and I'm driven and I really wanted to do it. I didn't want to fail. And then I think in that process, I pushed it, definitely. And then also on that day, if you have a camera crew, you have your friends, and like it took months to organize that one day in that one route where I almost fell. Yeah, I almost died, but I still continued because I was really driven. I was like, I put so much work into this project. I want to do it. And that's also a problem with the cameras and the people there. If I would have been alone, maybe I would have stopped on that try and be like, oh, maybe another day. But in that moment, I need to.
So there was some extra pressure because of your...
Definitely, there was pressure because of friends and camera, yeah.
Do you have any other challenges with a rope for the future?
Yeah. Of course, I have normal challenges like climbing the next grade or climbing some cool routes in Doini Slab or in Tahia in Morocco. I was in Tahia. I have I really want to do like a link up of like 3 or 4 major summits in Tahia and maybe connect them with a paraglider. And to climb all these pitches, that would be a huge day. It would need to be simultaneous a lot. So that's a big rope project I would love, climbing simultaneous a lot of pitches. And also here in Saxon Switzerland, I have something that it's kind of a mixture between free soloing and with a rope. But yeah, maybe we get to that a bit later. But with a rope, mainly endurance link-ups.
Yeah, I've heard about you would like to build or make a copy of Freerider on Falkenstein.
Yeah.
We were wondering its name could be Freifahrer, maybe in Deutsch.
Freifahrer.
Can you tell us more about this project, please?
Yeah, I was thinking about, because I was watching I had a presentation of my movie and then a filmmaker came to me and was like, hey, I would be stoked to do something with you. Do you have a project? And I was also wondering before, do I have a project? I always love to have a project to work for and be stoked about. And then I thought like the Meisterwegů has been done. Some first ascents, I don't see a cool line I want to do. The hardest climb, I'm not good enough. So I thought again, some endurance thing. And then it was for me like, I really want to climb freerider on El Capitan. But man, I live here, I have my college, I'm right now studying medicine, so I cannot just travel to Yosemite, and I don't want to fly so much. So I thought, I'm creative. I can build the freerider in Saxon, Switzerland in my home and do it without flying around the world. So yeah, that's right now my newest project that I'm really, really stoked about. And I'm trying to find the right route. So I looked at the pitches. It's going to be like 30 pitches, but Falkenstein is 70 meters. So I'm not going to do 30 pitches and it's going to be in 24 hours. And then you need to look with the sun and everything red point. And I think I'm going to do like until the harder eights. I don't do it free solo because that way I have no rope. I don't need to belay. It's less with the skin also. You need to find a solution for having good skin for 20 pitches on the Falkenstein. So free solo, less skin also. And then up to mid-9th grade, I'm going to do it maybe with only clipping the rings and getting my rope through the rings. So I have no quick draws. So I can just throw my rope down when I'm on the summit. So I don't.
How would you do it? You would untie for a while, like.
Yeah, I would have a long sling on my harness. I put it in the ring, but not weigh it, and then I have my rope with a knot and a carabiner.
I see.
A small, really small one, and I just thread my rope through the ring, and then unclip my sling again and keep on climbing. If I fall into the ring without a quick draw, and that way, when I'm at the top, I can just throw my rope down, and then I just rappel. I will have some ropes to rappel down, and
yeah. Sorry, you intend to do this alone then?
No, I will also do it with a partner, but only the harder pitches. I will climb normal and then belay. It just takes too much time. I could find enough people. I could also climb everything normal and then fix the rope up and they jack up or micro traction and I also go down. I can also do that, but I quite like to do it a bit creative and yeah.
Can we go through the route slowly, or just briefly? Free blast, for example.
Yeah. I don't have the. I still haven't decided exactly on the pitches I want to do, but
Monster
of course
off-width.
there are. Yeah, the monster off-width. That's hard because it's graded quite. It's like graded 11A, but it's harder. I have it like as some 9. But there aren't really hard. That's the problem. There aren't so many hard cracks on Falkenstein. So the Südriss, of course, is in it, but that's not a monster. Then the hardest crack on the Falkenstein is probably the original exit from Renger Gedächtnisweg, which goes into a shoulder crack, which definitely is in my pitch list, but not as a monster. I think the monster I cannot really recreate, but definitely the boulder problem, it's gonna be Vakuum, which is a 10B or like French 7C+, which comes around 12D, 13A, which like slopey, weird holes, so it quite fits the boulder problem. And the endurance corner, it's going to be Bunschelende Seifenblase, which is quite an endurance.
But it's not a corner.
No, it's not a corner.
Okay.
There just isn't a hard corner. Yeah. Yeah, the best would be just to copy a Capitan and move it to Saxon, Switzerland, but that's no option. So, and the free blast is good to copy. There are a lot of slabs.
Yeah,
so I can do that. And the rest, it's going to be mainly grade-wise copied.
Good luck with this project.
Thanks.
And one more question for you. Last year you've climbed the Dialog on Hortorstein. Like it's a 9A with an exclamation mark, like quite bold route. I was told that it was on full sun. How do you, or are your fingers sweating? Are your hands sweating? Or do you use any special method how to deal with sweat?
Yeah, the sweat and skin problem in Saxon, Switzerland it's interesting. I use antihydral a lot, so once or twice a week overnight I put it on my fingertips. That's a huge game changer for me. Yeah, I mean Dialog, it gets 9A because it's scary, but it's more 8C. But yeah, no, I sweat and I get scared, but then I just breathe and keep on going.
And in the future, maybe with Addersbach, do you have some plans here?
Yeah, I would love to go more to Addersbach, especially in the summertime when Saxon, Switzerland is just way too hot. There's so many good cracks. I mean, I climbed this weekend with Antje, which was amazing to climb with a Czech person here in Saxon, Switzerland, and also talk about potential projects in Adersbach, big link-ups, Offwith, and no, in Adersbach I haven't climbed so much, and I'm super stoked. And for us Saxon, Switzerland climbers, it's always like, when you feel really comfortable in Saxon, Switzerland, then you go to Adersbach and then you get scared again.
We have it kind of the opposite way, or at least for me, it's definitely.
Yeah, it was super interested. I never thought about it that people from Adersbach would get scared on some weird slabby climbs or face climbs in Saxon, Switzerland. But yeah, I guess it's what you do, you get better at. Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
What's your hardest route in Adersbach?
So far?
So far?
In Adersbach, I climbed like a super hard slab on, what's that tower next to Guillotine? Yeah, Delinquent.
Yeah.
I climbed, I think, the left slab of it. That was hard.
With the rope.
Yeah, with the rope. Luckily with the rope.
Yeah.
Except that I have done some cracks, like White Rose.
Nice.
Was super fun. But yeah, no, I need to climb more on Adersbach, so to improve my strength in Offwiths.
And your plan for this year, you are moving to Elbesensons for
Yeah,
medicine
it's
practice?
a practical year. Yeah, it's the last year of medicine college. You do a practical year, and I'm going to be 4 months in Königstein in a general practice office. And I hope they let me go a bit earlier from work, that I can spend the afternoons and evenings climbing a lot and preparing for my project, but also just climbing with friends and enjoying a summit in the evening with a beer or something. Yeah, that's the plan.
And if you haven't found the right persons during those days, can you explain us more your self-belay system, or your development from Morocco, for example, that you would use here in the rocks here?
Yeah, nowadays there are actually also companies who produce stuff like that, and from them I have a lot of ideas. From Avant Climbing, it's called. It's a company from the States, but it's pretty much, I have at the first point, it can be tree or the first ring bolt, I have a bungee system which expands. And then that one goes to where the rope is fixed. And that goes into a pinch or a grigri, which I have on my harness, and that is locked also over a neck sling, so it's in a different position. And then I have a micro traction on my harness, and my harness has a specific loop that if the pinch or grigri fails, I'm still secure over the micro traction, because there are knots in the rope from time to time, and I will be held by the micro traction. So you always try to have a backup system, but yeah, that works pretty good. And also I have like some 3D printed things I have on my quick draws to prevent back feeding. Because if the rope is really thin, it can happen that the weight of the rope just feeds through the pinch or grigri, and that way you get a lot of slack and you do a ground fall. So you have to prevent that. It's quite specific. There are some videos on the internet to explain it.
And you've printed some?
Yeah, I printed something, yeah. Because like you can buy it also from that US company, but it's $30 or something. And my brother has a 3D printer, and we printed something, and it works fine.
It's nice.
I think it almost works as good as
your brother.
yeah.
Or do you climb with your brother sometimes?
Sometimes, but right now he has a broken hand. And with my brother, we want to build a raft across the Atlantic in 1.5 years. So with my brother, it's more adventure and long pain. For climbing, I have other friends who climb harder.
So you would like to build your own boat?
Yeah. That's also another passion project right now. We want to build our own boat and then sail across the Atlantic.
So we have to enjoy you while you are still here. Do you know Koksha from Aderspach?
No.
Who built his own boat and then he disappeared for 50 years maybe?
Whoa. I will. What I realized about traveling the last 5 months, I will always come back because I love it here. I love sandstone. I love the people. It's just my home, and I think I will never be more than 2 years away.
Nice.
If no wave takes me.
What were you missing the most in Morocco?
I think I also was a bit unlucky. I was always at the places at the wrong time. I didn't meet a cool climbing community, and yeah, I think I miss the community the most.
Yeah, we were just today with Ancha, we were talking about the climbing community in Saxony. Could you compare it with the Czech, or is it hard for you? Because we see in Adderspach, for example, there is a center that everybody gathers in one or second pub. Everybody meet each other during the weekend. But here in Saxony, it's quite the opposite. There isn't any hotspot, and people don't meet each other too much.
Yeah, it's spaced, and that's a problem. Back then, when my dad was climbing, there was like this train at 8 o'clock. Every climber went in. Even if you didn't have a partner, you would find someone in the train, most likely. So nowadays, people just take their own car, or they have WhatsApp groups where they text, hey, I need a partner. So you're always climbing with a partner, but never in bigger groups, or you don't meet after climbing. Yeah, and that's a bit sad. But now we are having kind of like a thing where we can park in Bad Schandau with our vans, and then a friend has a hut only 2 minutes away from that place for the vans. So that's actually kind of right now developing as a bit of more of a hotspot, but we're definitely missing Ukosti or the pub in Adersbach in Saxon, Switzerland. But maybe it will develop.
Yeah, I'm also quite optimistic that it can be a question of time when somebody will take the opportunity and start with something.
Yeah, for sure. But also Saxon, Switzerland, because it's so widespread. You have Raten, you have Schrammsteine. It's just Adersbach is way more compact. So I understand why there isn't a place yet, but maybe something in the future will happen. Hopefully.
And also, like with the amount of people, like, do you think there are less people climbing in Saxony or in Germany? Like, if you take like Germans who are climbing on sandstone, how would you compare it? If you've seen like the Czech sandstone climbing community,
I actually think it's in the GDR because people weren't allowed to travel, or there were more people actively climbing and also hard. Nowadays, there are less people, definitely. But it's also interesting how many people climb. I'm always like surprised when I never heard about him or him, and they're also climbing hard and a lot, yeah. But it's not so many. I would say 50, 100 people actively climb hard in Saxon, Switzerland, or yeah, maybe even less. But
what does it mean hard for you?
Hard means from hard 8 above, 8, 9, 10.
So you said how much? 100 people or more?
Yeah, no, maybe 50 max. But I feel like in Adersbach, maybe because it's more compact. But also you guys, the culture in Germany, we all like our security and safety. And I meet a lot of German climbers and they say, Elbsandstein, Saxon, Switzerland, no way, no shock. It's hard. But then I say, well, our hard routes, they are good protected. But it's, you need a mentor you to get in. And it's a really high entrance level. And that makes people scared. I wish more people would come and climb here.
do you have some other plans or like some places what you want to visit when climbing?
Well, maybe after I do the my self-made freerider, maybe I try out the real one and then find out that it's way harder or super different.
Or
probably
easier.
Yeah, or easier. We'll see. That would actually be really fun. And of course, there's so many places to climb.
But of course, you will sail there on the raft.
That's the thing. I'm gonna raft, so I'm gonna probably be really weak when I get there. But trying to do again a CO2-free emission travel than to a cup. But we'll see. It's all future music, how we say in Germany.
Also take some little bouldering thing or at least hangboard on the raft, as I think they did it like
On the sailboard,
you're
a little spray ball. Maybe I do that.
Self-made.
Or I just get weak and that's fine.
Yeah, you can get stronger again in States.
Exactly. We'll see. The future will tell.
So Anton, good luck with all of this.
Thank you.
See you soon in the rocks.
Yeah. Hope to see you guys again. Climbing on some random tower in Adersbach, hopefully, or in Saxon, Switzerland. I'm stoked.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Ciao.
See you. Bye.